Lesson 13 homework. Did the first one there together. Those of you that don't have it done, make sure your books are closed and you show it to me to get credit for it in the future here. So x is -3, so I'm going to plug in -3 for the first one. The 3's will just cancel, and you get y equals -2. Answer to B. Part B, y is 2. Okay, to get x here, this one's a little more difficult. I need to divide by 2/3 or multiply by 3/2. And you just get 3 on that one. Makes sense because the 3's would just cancel and I'd be left with 2. C, plugging in -3. Now you gotta be careful, this one's a little tricky because of the negative sign. It's the opposite of x. X is -3, so the opposite of -3 would be 3 plus 5, 8. Second part of that, it says y is 2, so I'm plugging in 2 for y. So what would x have to be to make it true there? Just 3. If it was negative, remember, then it would make it a plus, right? Because 2 negatives. So it would just be 3. -3 plus 5 would be 2. D. This one looks like it could get a little messy. 3/4 times -3 minus 2.5. So that would be -9/4 minus 2.5. I'm going to go into the other problem here. -2.25 minus 2.5. Common denominator, would need a 4. All right, now we should be able to get there. So -2 minus another 2 would be -4. A 1/4 and another 2/4 would be 3/4. -4 3/4, or 19/3 if you did it as a improper fraction. Second part of that, y is 2. So I need to get x by itself, so I'm going to add 2.5 to both sides. And then I got to multiply by the reciprocal of 3/4. So I'm going to make this improper. That'll be 9/2 times the reciprocal of that. And that should get me my answer. So 36/6. Can cross cancel if you want smaller numbers. 18/3. 18 divided by 3 comes out nice. 6 would be your answer to that one.
I got that.
Okay. That was probably the hardest too, dealing with the fractions. E should be easier. 1.5 times -3 plus 11. That would be -4.5 plus 11, so that would be 6.5. Second part, plugging in 2 for y. 2 equals 1.5x plus 11. Subtract 11 from both sides. And divide by 1.5. -9 divided by 1.5. $15 going to 90.
Probably.
6. -6. All right, next page. Here we need to match 4 graphs, 4 descriptions there. Anybody got a number for A? A goes to 4. B goes to 1. C goes to 3. And that only leaves 1 left. 3 and 2. True or false? All those points lie on the same line. Okay? That ends up being true. And the reason is if I plug in 6 for x, I get 13. If I plug in 21 for x, I get 33. If I plug in 99 for x, I get 137. That is why it's true. Question number 4, same type of problem here. It wants to know, are these solutions to the equation? Okay, one of them works. One of them works. This one works. This one, if you plug in 12, you actually get 4.5, not 4. So that's why that one doesn't work. And for B, it says find the x-intercept of the graph. We could just plug in points and check it. But if you want the x-intercept, that means the y is 0. So I'm looking for what would make this to be 0. Well, I have 5/4 here. I would need this to be negative 5/4. So I would have to take that times negative 5 to get negative 5/4. So your answer is negative 5. And for 5, finding the slope. Hopefully you're getting really good at these. You need to subtract the y's, or you could count how far up, how far over, right? Subtract the y's. 5 minus negative 5. 3 minus negative 2. What's this going to be?
1 over 0.
10. All right, 2 negatives in a row make a plus. 2 negatives in a row make a plus. So 10 over 5, which is 2 over 1, or just 2. Slope is 2. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1 the entire way.